Now that the 44th edition of the Dakar Rally has started, let's take a look at these incredible machines that take these riders through the hostile desert terrain. And what makes them special, we're going to look at, some technical things, just, interesting facts about these bikes that make them so capable and just incredible machines. So please go follow me on Instagram. I'll put the link in the description and here on the screen as well. So if you want to follow the race, please go check it out there. So yeah, let's get to the actual content. First of all, I'm going to get to the bike. Then I'm going to get to the engine. Then I'll go to the actual Dakar race. Interesting things about the race. And then finally we'll get to what bikes these racing bikes are based on. Obviously these bikes differ, so the things that I'm going to mention are general specs and they are not very accurate for each bike, but these bikes are quite similar, but they do differ, so just keep that in mind. And also this is going to be just a quick video, it's not an in-depth video on these bikes. So first of all, the actual bike. These bikes have top speeds of around 180, most of them can go above 180 kilometers per hour. The second thing is they have about 32 liter fuel tanks. So obviously they have to do very long distances at very high speeds in terrain like sand that takes a lot of fuel. So they have about 32 liter fuel tanks. Some of them is around 30, some of them up to 35 liters about. So yeah, 32 liters about fuel tanks. Then these bikes weigh around 150 to about 180 kilograms. You can't really find the solid specs on these bikes. On the engines as well, it's very hard to actually find real concrete data about it, so these are general estimations. These bikes cost around $36,500 or 27,000 pounds, or if you're South African, 580,000 rand. These bikes will cost you. Now this is quite expensive bikes, more than any new adventure bike, 1000 cc's and over, just for these rally bikes. But it's because they are custom built and it takes a lot of work to get them as capable as they are, as light as they are, as powerful as they are, and then also just as reliable as they are, because it's not easy to build a very capable bike that holds 32 liters of fuel, that has to be able to do long distances like this, be stable at that high speeds, and obviously be light at the same time. And obviously I'll get to the engine specs, but these engines rock. They are just 450 cc's, but they're rocking. So yeah, they are very, very expensive machines. Okay, now the engine. So these bikes have 450 cc engines in them. That is the highest cc that you can get in a motocross race. So it's a relatively small engines for what they can do. Now most of these engines push about above 60, maybe 65 horsepower. Once again, this I couldn't really find this as a solid spec, but they are about all of them are above 60 horsepower. Now that is very, very powerful for a 450 cc engine. You get bikes 700 cc's that make that power. So these engines are really, really performing in these bikes. And a general a motocross bike that already has a very high performance engine in it, those 450 motocross bikes push around 48 to 50, 55 is the max you find, and I think that's from KTM, the SX450. Now these bikes push 60, 65 horsepower from those engines, so very, very powerful engines. Then the fuel they use isn't regulated by the Dakar, the rally. They don't regulate the fuel, but obviously these bikes take very, very high quality fuel to get the performance that they give. So yeah, they strive to get the best quality fuels for the race. Now let's get to the rally itself, the Dakar Rally of 2022. To get you entered into the bike class of the Dakar Rally 2022, it will cost you 15,000 euros. Now that's, quite expensive. And then also another fact is the 2022 Dakar Rally is about 4,000 kilometers in distance that they will drive and race against each other. Now that is so very, very far, considering you'll be doing that at top speed all the time through very harsh desert terrain. And then finally, the bikes that these bikes are based on. Once again, this is quite hard to figure out for some of these manufacturers, but I'll give you a few. The KTM is definitely, and that is a fact, based on the KTM 450 Rally. You can get a 450 Rally replica that you can buy now as a normal person, but it's very expensive. And the main rally bike is based on that one. That's the closest bike factory that you can get to the real racing bike. Then the Yamaha is based on the Yamaha WR450F, which is the 450 class 4-stroke cross-country enduro bike. Honda is based on the Honda CRF 450R. Now the rally bike is the CRF 450 Rally. So it's based on the motocross CRF 450R. Husqvarna is based on something between the FX, the FC and the FE. And it's a combination of those. Because the rally version is the FR, so it's something in between those. This one is definitely, I couldn't find the bike that it is based on that you can buy yourself. Then the gas, same story. It's something between the ECF, the MCF, or the EXF. Which is their cross country, their motocross, and their enduro 454 strokes. And then the Sherco, I think, is based on the 450 SEF, which is, I think, their enduro 450 bike. So the rest I couldn't really find. There are about three teams, I think, more than this. So but I couldn't find any concrete information about the bikes that their rally bikes is based on. So this is the video. Quick, fast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.